Welcome to the highlights of the match between St Margaret's Cosmos and Shepherdswell, played on the 7th of June 2020 at the King George V Stadium ground in St Margaret's. Shepherdswell won the toss and chose to bat. You join us then in the first over as Chris Knight bowls to Phil Palmer, 5th ball of the over, and Phil's got an inside edge there. That's an easy catch for the keeper, Rob Reed. Umpire shows him the finger, and Phil goes early doors for 1 run. He'll be disappointed with that as an opening batsman and as skipper. Second over now, and it's Stuart Holland bowling to Ben Spurgeon. Ben just plays that through the gap there between cover and point, and that will be Shepherdswell's first boundary of the innings. And they move on to 12 for 1 rather. It's a lovely shot there from Ben. So Chris Knight bowling to Isaac McIntyre over number 3, and Isaac plays it off his legs. It's past the man at square leg. It beats the fielder down there, and that's Isaac's first 4 of the match. Lovely shot again. So then, 4th over, Stuart Holland bowling to Isaac McIntyre, and Isaac slaps that one away, again between point and cover, and that'll be another 4 runs for Shepherdswell. They move on to 30 for 1. 6th over, Isaac plays it away, again, same sort of shot, slapped away between the two fielders. 4 more runs, 34 for 1 or 5.4 overs. So Simon Creed now bowling to Isaac McIntyre in the 8th over, and Isaac again's played it off his legs over the man at square leg, beats the fielder at the bottom, and that's another 4 runs to Isaac McIntyre. Nice shot, kept it on the ground. Tom Bird then bowling to Isaac McIntyre now in the 11th over, 51 for 1 Shepherdswell. Tom bowls, and Isaac plays a short one to the man in front of square, and they pick up a single. That's the 50 partnership for these two batsmen. A good recovery from the early wicket loss of their skipper in the first over, Phil Palmer. Now Oscar Ellis bowling to Isaac McIntyre again, and that's a nice shot from Isaac. He's pinched another single, and that brings up his 50, his first 50 for the club, off just 53 balls there, with 4 fours scored. It's a fairly even spider, scores on both sides, offside and onside, fairly even by the looks. Off just 56 balls then, he will be pleased. So the next action we see is in the 20th over, it's 101 for 1. And Isaac McIntyre's facing, and he's played a shot again straight to the fielder. They pinched to 1, and that is the 100-run partnership between these two batsmen. Isaac McIntyre facing Knight, 23rd over. It's a full toss, but I don't think Isaac's got all of that. He hasn't, and it's caught at long off, and that's the end of Isaac. And that was caught there by Stuart Holland at long off, 114 for 2. Isaac scored 58 runs out of 69 balls with 4 fours off the bat, and they'll be very pleased with that, getting his first 50 for the club. Ben Spurgeon then facing the bowling of Chris Knight, still in the 23rd over, and Ben pushes the ball through for 2 runs, and that brings up his 50. So another stay knock there from the ex-skipper. His 50 there coming off just 66 balls and only 2 fours scored. Again, a fairly even spider, either side of the offside and the onside. Some good batting and some good running. Next action is the 25th over, and again this is bowling to Russell Skews, and it's a lovely shot there. It's beaten everyone, and that's 4 runs to Russell. So Ben Brabham now bowling to Spurgeon in the 29th over, 158 for 2 Shepherdswell, and Ben has stepped right across the front of that. Let's have a look here. He's completely missed the line there and lost his leg and middle stump. Well, that brings the end of Ben's knock, Ben Spurgeon's knock. It's a good knock, 70 runs off just 85 balls. Only 2 boundaries scored off it. Shepherdswell 158 for 3 and a big wicket of Ben Brabham. So still same over, Ben bowling to Russell Skews. And Russell's played for the boundary and he's caught there. Russell's out as well, so that's 159 now for 4. Caught by John Hogg, and Russell only managing 18 runs off his 15 balls. So then Ben Brabham then still bowling to Max Robinson, who just leaves the gate open here. Let's have a look. Left the gate, off stump's gone, and Max goes. So it's a cracking over now. Max then departs for 1 run. Shepherdswell 159 for 5. And that's a really good over for Margaret's cousin Ben Brabham. Chris Knight now bowling to Will Wilkinson. First ball of the over, and Will's played that over the man at mid-off, and it's 4 more runs. Second ball, Chris Knight still bowling to Will, and Will's played a much bigger shot here. That's a 6 all the way that time for the second ball. It's a lovely shot, this one. No one's getting that, and that's 6 runs. Third ball of the over, Chris Knight still to Will, and this time he's played it over mid-off, and so that's another 4 runs. Extra cover rather, and another 4 runs. So Ben Brabham now bowling to Will Wilkinson in the 33rd over, and Will's gone for the biggest boundary, and he's caught there. It's a good catch, that one. So he's cleared the fielder at deep cover, but been caught by John Hogg, his second catch of the match, and that leaves 196 for 6. But a very entertaining knock there by Will, who scored 26 runs off just 13 balls. But another wicket to Ben Brabham. That brings Tom Roberts to crease facing Ben Brabham, who plays it straight back to the man at extra cover for a catch by Jordan Bale, and that's a golden duck for Tom, unfortunately. 197 for 7. Ben Brabham's definitely putting the brakes on this for Shepherdswell now. And another wicket for Ben Brabham. He's having a great knock. A great bowl, rather. So into the 34th over, Richard Webster facing this time. And that's a lovely 4 down to square leg. Richard Webster still facing Simon Creed in the 34th over. And that's a nice shot, slap between the 2 point and cover. And that's another 4 runs, and that's Shepherdswell now 210 for 7. 215 for 7 rather. Paul Vinton facing Ben Brabham again, and that's a nice shot. Paul there has found the gap as he found the fielder. He hasn't, that's 4 runs to Paul Vinton. That's a lovely shot, that one. So Ben Brabham again to Paul Vinton, same over. Oh, and Paul's been trapped in front, and the umpire is giving him the finger. That is out. So Ben Brabham picks up another wicket, and Paul Vinton goes LBW. So the 36th over now, Duncan Woodruff facing, and that's a nice shot from Duncan over the circle for 4 runs off the bowling of Stuart Holland. Final over Shepherdswell then, Richard Webster's facing this one. Stuart Holland's still bowling it, and that's a big shot, and that's a big 6 from Richard. The big boundary on that side, and he's cleared it with something to go. Next ball, and Richard's hit another ball there. That's going to be comes out for the second run, and that's Richard's 50. So Richard Webster's 50 comes off only 30 balls. So a brilliant knock from Richard there. Whilst all the wickets were falling around him, he stayed there and scored 50 very quick runs. It's a big 6 there on the big side of the boundary as well. So a great knock from Richard. So that brought a close to the innings for Shepherdswell, who finished on 260 for 8. And Ben Brabham there coming off the field with figures of 6 for 46. So Shepherdswell opened the bowling with Dimitri Logatha and Tom Roberts. And here we join us now in the second over with Tom bowling to Rob Reed. Oh, that's a very fortunate inside edge for Robert Reed. But St Margaret's Cosmos get their first 4 of the innings. Logatha bowling to Bale now. Oh, and he's played on horribly there. He's removed a couple of stumps, I think. Middle and leg going. So Dimitri picks up his first wicket in the 3rd over, and St Margaret's Cosmos are 6 for 1. Bale going for a duck, unfortunately. So Tom Bird now facing the bowling of Dimitri Logatha in the 3rd over, and that's a lovely shot for Tom to take for his first ball faced over the bowler's head for 4 runs. Into the 4th over now, and it's Tom Roberts bowling to Rob Reed, and he's played it off his legs, but there's a man there, and that's going to be caught, I think. It's a catch. It is a catch. Caught by Duncan Woodruff there at Cow Corner, and Rob Reed goes for just 4 runs, and that leaves St Margaret's Cosmos on 2 for 12. Brings Jack Withy to the crease. The next batsman comes in. So at 9th over, and this is Duncan Woodruff bowling to Tom Bird, and that's a nice shot over the circle for 4 runs. There's a man there extra cover, but he's not stopping that one. 10th over, and it's Paul Vinton to Jack Withy, who plays it off his legs and over the circle for 4 more runs. This is the same next ball, same over, and again Jack plays a reasonably good shot there, but this is an incredible catch here by Ben Spurgeon. It's running away behind him, and somehow he's managed to reach up and catch that. So Jack Withy goes for 10, and St Margaret's are on 35 for 3 now. But it's an incredible catch. It's a very good catch. Into the 14th over, so Jack Withy goes on 10 runs there. Caught Ben Spurgeon, bowled Paul Vinton. That brought John Hogg to the crease. Paul Vinton comes in, and this is a rare thing this year. It's a straightforward drop there from Dimitri Lugthart, who's held lots this year. So 14th over, Paul Vinton bowling to Tom Bird, and Bird's played it to the corner. Oh, and I think he has his run John Hogg out, and John Hogg goes. Ran out there by Tom Roberts, and John Hogg goes on 9 runs, leaving St Margaret's Cosmos on 48 for 4 off 14 overs. But it brings to the crease Oscar Ellis. Into the 19th over now, and Max Robinson's bowling to Tom Bird. Plays a lovely 4 there. And that's a nice shot from Tom. 20th over, Will Wilkinson bowling to Tom Bird. And that's an outrageous catch there from Dimitri at slips, who's moved all the way across the front of the keeper and nicked his catch, although the keeper didn't seem to be going for it. That's a great catch from Dimitri. And so Tom Bird goes on 34 runs, leaving St Margaret's Cosmos on 67 for 5. And we just pointed Tom because he was looking comfortable. Into the 22nd over, Will Wilkinson bowling to Oscar Ellis, and that's a lovely shot. Over point, 4 runs. 26th over, Russell Skew's bowling to Tom Knight, who puts it straight back over the bowler's head for another 4 runs. Into the 27th over, and it's now Isaac McIntyre bowling to Oscar Ellis, and Ellis has hit that over the circle, over the man extra cover for 4 more runs. It's a lovely shot. Into over 28, and it's Russell now bowling to Oscar Ellis, and again he's slapped this away over the circle over the head of the man at cover, 4 runs. Very nice shot for Oscar Ellis again. So McIntyre still bowling to Knight, and Knight is another one over the man at extra cover, and that's another 4 runs. And that's the 103 now for St Margaret's Cosmos. So Russell Skew's bowling to Tom Knight in the 30th over. Oh, and that's another drop from Dimitri, I think. Let's have a look at this. Russell bowling this time, and it's a slightly harder chance, but definitely a drop from Dimitri. Russell bowling to Tom Knight again. It's the next ball, and of course Tom Knight's hit it for a 4. If you get dropped to the ball before, you always hit it for a 4 the next ball, and that's a lovely shot. 32nd over, Russell's still bowling to Tom Knight now, and that's a nice shot over the man at cover, and that's 4 more runs. Russell Skew still bowling to Tom Knight, 32nd over, plays it around his legs. There's only going to be 1, maybe 2. They come back for the second run, and that'll be the 50 partnership for these 2 batsmen, and that's a very good recovery from 60 odd for 5. Skew still bowling to Tom Knight now, 32nd over, and that's another nice shot, this time over the man at cover for 4 more runs. Moves Margaret's Cosmos to 120 on 5. Phil Palmer brought him on, the captain's brought himself on, and now he's bowling to Oscar Ellis, who just hits the first ball straight back through the gap between cover and extra cover and picks up 4 more runs. It's a lovely shot. Phil Palmer still bowling to Knight, and again another shot, this time over the man at cover, and again another 4 runs. Still the 33rd over here. Russell Skew's now bowling to Oscar Ellis, and he's played that over the man at cover, and that's 4 more runs. 136 for 5 now for St Margaret's Cosmos, and these 2 batsmen are looking comfortable. Russell Skew's then bowling to Oscar Ellis again, and that's a lovely shot again, this time over the man at cover for another 4 runs, making it look easy. Phil Palmer back to bowl to Tom Knight in the 35th over, the first ball of that, and he plays it over between the man at cover and point for 4 runs. Nice shot. Second ball of the over from Phil to Tom Knight, and he gives it the same, this time off his legs. He's going to beat the man down there, and that's 4 more runs for Tom Knight. Fourth ball of the over from Phil, Tom Knight again, and this is another 4, this time over the man at cover again for 4 more runs. The score is definitely moving up now. 36th over, Ben Spurgeon bowling to Oscar Ellis, who hits a big 4, beating the fielder to bring up his 50 off just 63 balls. A good knock. Same over this time. Oscar Ellis plays the ball, and again it's over the man at square leg, and that's another 4 runs. Looking at the spider there's a lot of force hit on the offside, so it's a good knock from him. So 37th over, and Phil Palmer is now bowling to Oscar Ellis, who plays the ball safely over the circle for 3 runs. And that'll be the 100-run partnership between these two batsmen. An excellent recovery. Same over, and this time Tom Knight plays the ball off his legs down to the boundary, and that's his 50 as well, off just 45 balls. So he'll be pleased with that batting. So Phil Palmer still bowling, 37th over to Tom Knight. He plays it over the man at cover. They've gone for the first run, and that's another 4 runs. That's a lovely shot. Same over still, Phil Palmer to Tom Knight rather. Tom Knight sweeps it. There's a man down there. They're coming back for the second. He's a long way out, and Tom Knight's been run out there by Will Wilkinson, who sent the ball back quickly, going for that second run. So Tom Knight departs then on 56 off 57 balls, leaving St Margaret's Cosmos on 177 for 6. Again, it's a spider dominated by offside 4s. That brought Chris Knight to the crease, and now we see Ben Spurgeon bowling to Oscar Ellis. And Oscar's played it straight back over his head, and that's an easy 4 runs. Third ball of the over coming up, this time to Chris Knight, who hits a lovely 4 between point and gets 4 more runs. Over 39, Phil Palmer to bowl to Oscar Ellis, and off his legs. No one down there to catch that. That's another 4 runs to Oscar Ellis. Third ball of the over now. Phil Palmer to Oscar Ellis again. And again, this time played over the square leg's head for another 4 runs. 198 for 6 now for St Margaret's Cosmos. Just an over and a bit spare. Last ball of the over to Chris Knight, who plays a nice shot over cover's head for 4 runs. That's 203 for 6. St Margaret's 1 over to go. Ben Spurgeon bowling to Oscar Ellis, who hits him for a 4. Again over the head at cover. Nice shot again. Second ball of the over, and Oscar Ellis hits another 4, this time over extra cover. Having some fun now. Spurgeon again to Ellis, this time the 4th ball of the over. And this time off his legs, and there's no one down there, and that's another easy 4 runs. Final ball of the game then to Chris Knight, and he also gets in on the act and scores another 4 off the same spot. So that's the end of the game. 220 for 6, so Shepherdswell win by 46 runs. The batting card for Shepherdswell shows the great partnership between Ben Spurgeon and Isaac McIntyre to recover from the early loss of Phil Palmer's wicket. We also got a start again, but didn't manage to push on. And whilst wickets were tumbling, the wise old head of the chairman, Richard Webster, scored a scintillating 53 runs. Will Wilkinson entertained with his brief bash to score 26 runs. And a shiny gold duck for Tom Roberts didn't spoil the card, with Shepherdswell finishing on 266 for 8. Looking at the bowling card for St Margaret's Cosmos, the standout was Ben Brabham with 6 for 46. Oscar Ellis managed 2 overs at only 3.5 and over, so can be pleased with that. So St Margaret's Cosmos batting card then. Of the top 4 batsmen, only Tom Bird looked comfortable. Unfortunately, by the time Oscar Ellis and Tom Knight came together, the Shepherdswell bowling had kept the run rate fairly low, so despite an amazing 110-run partnership, they could never recover from the slow start. Oscar Ellis finished on 86 not out, and Tom Knight on 56. The Shepherdswell bowling card is a tale of 2 spells really, with the first 6 bowlers bowling at an economy rate of under 3.5 and over. Paul Vinton was the meanest of these bowlers with figures of 1 for 10, off his 4 overs. At the other end of the spectrum, Phil Palmer will be pleased with his 40 over match career best for Shepherdswell, only going for 13.5 runs per over. So that's 4 overs for just 54 runs. A career best. Looking at the match card then, Shepherdswell's top batsman Ben Spurgeon with 79 runs, supported by 2 more 50s, one for Isaac McIntyre and another for Richard Webster. Man of the match goes to the bowler Ben Bradman for his 6 for 46. The other wickets picked up for St Margaret's Cosmos went to Chris Knight, who finished on 2 for 59. The pick of the batsmen for St Margaret's Cosmos, of course, were Oscar Ellis and Tom Knight, who shared a 6th wicket stand of 110. All of the top 6 bowlers for Shepherdswell did a fine job, but the picks are Paul Vinton 1 for 10, Tom Roberts 1 for 13, Dimitri Lugthart 1 for 14, and Will Wilkinson 1 for 14 as well. Well, thank you very much for joining us again to watch these highlights. I hope to see you next week for highlights of the match between Three Horseshoes Cricket Club. Bye bye.